money go get her. No matter how I look, because the money gon' get her.
Yeah.
You city nigga.
Yeah, this where it's at. This where it starts. This where it all hails from. This is what we do all day. Me. Shout out to Roy. RP to Ron. Mama Lois. This Jackson. I'm Bell. Granny Ray. Shout out to all the homies in the hood. Mike. Roy. Rico. Everybody. We got Warren G. Beanie. Shout out to everybody that made us the motherfuckers. Listen, we from Hillsdale to the Ville, St. Louis all day, West Side to North County. Man, y'all have no clue of what's going on around here. This is the Thursday pre-cap week 3. This is what you do. If you ain't got one, you need to get one. And everybody that don't, I don't know what to tell you because once your shit is etched in, it's etched in stone. You always got a seat at the table. So, without further ado, welcome to the Thursday morning pre-cap week motherfucking 3. Yeah. Listen, welcome. Shout out to my co-host Roy for the Rankings crew. What's going on with you, man?
It's on. Like my jump shot. Swish.
I want to give out to shout out to our sponsors. Our sponsors is on Broadway, 5026 North Broadway, the yellow spot, right next to Safeway. Go down, get you some. This is where I get all mine. That's where he get his when he down. So shout out to on Broadway. Go get you some. And second sponsor, we got BC Plumbers. Shout out to Lil Petey, aka Anthony Clark. BC Plumbers, go holler at him for all your plumbing needs. Bonded and licensed. Damn.
Fuck Lil
I'm,
Petey.
With that being said, Roy from the Rankings crew, this week 3, man. This is week damn 3. Before I get real into it, I want to check out these numbers. First in the East Division, we have the New York City Matrix at 2-0. El Patron 2-0 out the West. The South has team commission, number 1 team in all the land, and 2-0 the ass kickers. And everybody else, y'all fall somewhere in there. Hey man, this is gonna get a crazy week, and we can go ahead and get ready to get started.
Let's
Um,
talk about it. And let's start off. We had a blockbuster trade
mm,
in the league. Huge,
mm,
huge trade. A
huge
trade that
trade.
could
People's champ.
change the fortunes of a lot of people. So
Mhm.
People's Champ, they traded CD Lamb
CD
to
Lamb
the number 1 team commish,
in exchange
uh,
for.
in exchange for a boatload of players and picks. So get right down to it. We had CD Lamb, Brock Purdy, and some fluff, Eric Moore and Pop Douglas was traded to Team Commish. And in exchange, they got back George Pickens,
Mm-hmm.
DK Metcalf,
Mm-hmm.
Derek Carr,
Mm-hmm.
um, two more. Devin Lloyd, a linebacker, and Roman Wilson, a personal favorite of
Team.
Chase Daniel. I mean, of People's Champ. And also, they got a first round pick in 2025 from
Mm-hmm.
via Chibo Burgers. They also got team commissions first and second in 2025, and also team commits first and second in 2026. So this is a trade that will be it's going to take 2 years to pay off. So
Mm-hmm.
they got players from this year
Mm-hmm.
to compete, a boatload of picks next year, and even another boatload, well, 2 picks in
What I like to
the.
call finance charges.
So now there's a lot of little back and forth in the group chat about whether this was a fair trade or not.
Call it what it
Some
was.
didn't like it.
It was shots fired and it was hate. It was hate and shots fired.
Well, I mean, everybody's trying to protect their own interests.
Mhm.
Personally, I think it was a risk on both sides for both teams. As we seen last year with the U City Lions, you
Mhm.
might be getting the best player in the deal. It looks like it's a game bagger. I mean, a game changer.
Mhm.
But if you don't deliver,
Mhm.
it could kill everything. We seen with the Lions. They
I,
went
w-
after
I
Cincy.
said it. I said it on Monday morning quarterback. That was 6 months ago, Roy.
Yeah, yeah. But they were, when they made that trade and they did that deal,
Mhm.
they were the premier team in the
They
league.
were.
They were the God squad.
And what really boggles my mind, it was literally 6 months. 6 months from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So team commission it's not a guarantee. Team commission
Mm-mm.
lost a lot of depth. Future is done. If this doesn't come through, your future could be the Lions in it. We'll get into the Lions into the show. As far as this people's champ go,
Mhm.
you know, they c- they
They securing
they
their
got a
future.
chance to compete. They got a chance to compete this year because their biggest problem was Lamb, Chase, Burrow could not carry the two flexes. Well, now they lost.
Lamb.
They lost Lamb. That's not nothing.
They
You know,
gained Pickens.
DK Lambs, DK Metcalf versus Lamb is not a one on
Potato
one, and
tomato.
he'll be okay. He losing a little something, but he
Mhm.
also picked up Pickens. He got a lot of trade flexibility with those picks if you want to do anything with those picks. But we'll see how it play out. We can monitor this or that. Uh, that's all
We
I
will.
got to say about the trade. As
I, I
far
look.
as
My personal view of the trade. I honestly, think Team Commish lost.
mm, okay.
And my rationale is, and you know how I am about really mortgaging away your future. And as you said, if this don't work out now, even if you make it again, like you say, to the Super Bowl, you get to the second place, be like, damn, I was right there. No matter, I still got this banger ass lineup. 6 months, I'm back in here with a foot in the nigga's ass. And you go from talking your shit to the Lions. And that's probably been, to me, the biggest free fall that I've seen in the league thus far.
Mm,
Um, the reason I say Team Commish lost is only because exactly what you said. If it don't work out now, this is a win now move with
the
a
risk.
with a I don't give a fuck about the future. I'm not. I'm lucky if I make it to 18 ass mentality, from niggas from the hood. So
It's
it's
not.
no,
It's
no,
not. Man, oh, I want to say it's it's somewhat out of the Lions playbook, but if you look at Team Commits team, all the star guys, even at their position, are 25 and under. It's
true.
not like I'm
Facts.
buying
29
26
year
year
old.
old, a 26-year-old running back who, in his draft class, he was the only man left standing, him and Joe Mixon, but
Mm-hmm.
they still were old for that running back class. So, seems it's the parameters, but it is some safeguards. These were wide receivers. A 25-year-old wide receiver is completely different from a 26-year-old running back. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, as far as age goes and position, that's like miles away. So, you know, 2 or 3 years from now, Lamb, uh, Myron, some of
Mm-hmm.
my young players will be 28
Mm-hmm.
as a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be close to that back end of their prime, but they're not like CMC where ugh, ugh,
I dig it. I dig it.
so we also had some free agent moves. I don't know if you
Ooh,
any
dog.
free agent moves that you've seen that you liked. If so, I'd love to hear what you liked, what you didn't like.
I saw a couple of things. I saw somebody's spending big money.
Mm.
Big money. And you would think, when you think about spending big money, what you spending big money on? What was your highest bid so far?
For the Denver wide receiver, I bid 151. Got
151.
outbid by the ass kickers
Mhm.
who bid 252.
You bid $151 on a wide receiver that had just went 8 for 8. If I told you somebody spent $200, what would you think they
Mm.
put that shit on?
They probably got one of the top quarterbacks.
I'm not even gonna fuck with you. I'm just like, you're gonna let you get a kicker.
So we would be talking about the Missouri King, who
Yeah.
spent a grand total. He had in fairness, the Missouri Kings haven't spent
Any
a
money.
dime this year,
What?
but they spent a grand total of $400
For?
for a kicker and a punter.
Shout out to the motherfucking Kings, boy. I'm telling you, that is the truest of. If you want your nigga, you best go get your nigga.
And let me also say they were the only one in the market for that kicker and that punter.
So nobody else,
Nobody else put in a bid.
nobody else bid a dime.
Listen, we got $1,000 budget. So if that's, I mean, still got $600 left. So
What are you
they
gonna buy
like,
next? A defensive tackle? Shout out to the Kings,
uh,
Kings team of the week. Oh man, but
they are.
Giuseppe went. Who I bid on Giuseppe?
The
You.
second went for $60. I
Uh-huh.
put in the bid for 26. I think me and Cheese the Dime who won that. We were the only one to put in the bid. Also, a big one, Chibo Burgers, who earlier the year traded for Bryce Young. They put in a bid for Andy Dalton, $90 what the bid was. They lost to Bullyfoot, who doesn't have a backup quarterback. He put in a bid of 106, which
Mm-hmm.
is interesting because no one put in the bid for Miami's QB Skylar Thompson, and eventually Hurricane Walker came in, scooped him up for free.
For free.
Nobody put him for it. So they got him for free. That was it. Oh, we did. What is this? World Boss tried to
World.
pull off the loophole move of the year.
Tell them
So
about it.
we got Kareem Hunt news on Monday. That possibly could be getting signed by the Chiefs. So
He was getting worked out.
World Boss seen an opportunity to swoop him up and not have to bid on him.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to do that, he had
He
to
had
drop
to drop someone.
starting safety, Blankenship, I believe, for the Eagles. So he dropped him. One of the, as far as fantasy goes, one of the top safeties. So he drops him, picks up Hunt, and
Kareem Hunt.
then we go on the waivers, and he puts in a big claim for Blankenship,
Like,
$91. Well, he ended up getting outbid by the People's Champ,
mm,
bid $100, and the People's Champ won it. His second option was Nick Cross, put in a $50 bid for that. Team Commish outbid him for I think $82 and got him for
mhm.
$82. So he ended up picking up a Jag safety for free, and
Mm.
we'll see how that works out for him.
It won't be
Uh,
Blankenship. One
we'll
thing.
see how it works out. I mean, Kareem Hunt first got to get on the field. He's got to make plays. He's got to be startable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Kareem Hunt can be on a
That
team. If
white
he's
boy
not
still out of
startable,
there. He had a great had a great preseason. That white boy still had a great preseason.
yeah, yeah, I like him. He's on my team. I picked him up as backup when I traded for Pachenko. So
Sound like
we'll see.
insurance to me.
Well,
That's
yeah,
another.
absolutely.
That's the one thing. The biggest thing with this. I want to know how you like in paid free agency so far.
I like it. I mean, here's the thing. I do like it because you you pick up somebody, you gotta think. This is where I think it's better than just picking up priority waiver claim. You pick this guy up. Like I picked up Nick Cross. I spent $82 on him. Now
Mhm,
I'm invested in him. So I don't want to just drop him
mhm.
just because, which we used to have. You would pick up a guy, and drop him.
Yep.
Now, when you spend a little money, now you invest it. So some guys you might not just let go so easily after you have spent money on. Like,
Especially when you just grabbing them because I'm just doing some shit and it
right,
doesn't matter. And if they work out, great, yay! I'm great in the waiver wire. But if it don't work out, nah, it didn't cost me nothing.
yeah, I just
The
throw them back.
investment
And
is there.
now, yeah, yeah, you know, guys out here spending money,
I had to
four
spend
hundred
that money.
dollars. That's scheme.
Damn, you love your special teamers. I hope they like the number one nigga in their spot. I really do. But we finna start off with in the North, your partner, my partner, People's Champ, Black Republicans.
Mm,
People's Champ is 0-2. Black
0-2.
Republicans is 1-1 over that trash ass, bullshit ass, gritty. I believe that's what you described it as.
Rich
Gritty by 3
beating the
points.
defending
So
champ again.
13 points over the Broad Street, over the champs. He beat the champs again. But my synopsis real quick. I'm not even gonna go through the players. Murray Moss, your defense, Burrow, Chase, Carr. It's gonna be Burrow and Chase, and one of the new additions that he's gonna go ahead and get out there started. Black Republicans, you're 1-1. The number 11 team in the league. Only because you're at that one. Your team is trash, and I'm not gonna spend no time on it. People's Champ, you had a 176 last week. You're on a 2-game skid. Number 16 team in the league. Hopefully your stacks this week. But 214, 187. People's Champ go 1-2. Black Republicans go 1-2.
Yeah, I got the people's champ winning this. Joe Burrow and Chase going up against Washington on Monday night. So they should come out. It's gonna be a late game, but they'll come out of there booming.
Mhm.
Booming. Everybody else, yeah, listen. Uh Kyler Murray is Black Republicans cheat code, but he is not enough to get the rest of these guys over 200. It's
Mhm.
just, you know, and people's champs should definitely get over 200. That's what they got to strive for, especially after this trade. You need to strive for 200. They haven't had a 200 yard, only person in this division that's had a 200-point game is the New York Matrix. That is only one person in the entire division that has a 200-point game is the Matrix, and that's because listen, I'm not gonna. He had the 200-point game. He had it. Somebody's got to get over 200 this week outside of the Matrix because this is pathetic. And you know what? I believe it's gonna be a lot. I don't. I'm gonna go out on a limb right now. Let's make it interesting. We can
Mhm.
check this every week. Black Republicans
Mhm.
will not go over 200 for the whole year.
Ooh.
They
I
just won't.
agree. I agree. I am what you know what? I'm not.
They won't.
Over under
They won't.
2 games. 2 games.
I don't think they'll get 200.
2 games.
Murray
That's the I'm
Murray
gonna
had
take the
34.
over on 2 games.
Murray had like 34 last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great game, and they were still at 179.
Over
That's my guy though. He got to win. Good game, but uh,
man.
he's looking at a top 3 pick.
Again. Again.
See how it
Next
goes.
up. This is gonna be a good one. The Lions
Lions.
versus Team
Mm.
Commish. The Lions
You
are currently 0-2, the number 14 team in all the land. They hit a dismal, disgusting, unsecond place of the Super Bowl score of 189. 189. Team Commish, almost the team of the week. The team of the week runner up at 265. They're on a 2-game winning streak. The Lions on a 2-game skid. 251 for Team Commish on the projection. You said something about hyperbolic last week in reference to the Lions. And I laughed and I didn't, it's not hyperbolic. Those are fucking facts, man. It's not hyperbolic. That is this team. I want to take the over under. I got over under 2 games with Black Republicans, over under 5 games for the Lions. 5 games. I'm going to say under. But the Lions go down 0-3, this is the problem. This is what I was saying last week. You couldn't have lost to the world boss, and the world boss couldn't have lost to him. To go into this third game that both of them, the opponents that they have, you have the potential to go out 0-3. And this team is getting ready to go out into the world scoring under 200 points in non-division play. And you better hope you come across a nigga in the north, because you going down 0-3, 3-0 for Team Commish.
Yeah, they're hurting in a bad way without CMC. Looks like they don't have Keenan Allen in the lineup. Oh, they do. He's in there, but he's going off he's still working off a heel thing. So I don't even know if he practiced today. I'm looking. It doesn't matter. The team. Before I just go breaking down his team, I want to give a little history. This is a big time rivalry game.
It is.
Always been. Now, I don't know the exact number, but I do know Team Commish is leading the regular season. Well, the all-time series Team Commish is leading, but the regular season Team Commish has really established itself with a league against the Lions. Now, where the Lions have a great case, and I agree, they've won the only 2 postseason matchups, one in the Hype Bowl 2, and then last year in the first round, they beat Team Commish, ended their season. The only team that had since 2020 that has beat Team Commish in the playoffs. So, the Lions have a huge chip in their, in their car, whatever, huge chip in their bag as far as this rivalry go. But this game shouldn't be close. Listen, Devontae Adams is he can still put up numbers.
You know why Devontae Adams putting up numbers?
Go ahead, give me that. I mean, he's the best player on
Because
that team.
Brian got him on his own.
So you trying to say it's like a fantasy football?
Look at it. I'm gonna let you finish your point, but remember, look at it.
This is like a fantasy football karma, you saying?
Yes.
Karma's coming down?
100%. Everybody else on that team has it's fruit of the poisonous tree. The only thing that's not fruit of the poisonous tree, Adams, and who's the other one? Connor. Those are, when you think about it, none of those are fruit of the poisonous tree.
I mean, pay good money for CMC, and that's why he's in the.
Where did he get the money?
I mean, he traded guys. He traded some homegrown talent guys. Nico Collins, homegrown. He traded his picks, which is why he's kind of hurting right now. Listen, the CMC thing is not just a Brian problem. He's hurting teams across the world playing football. Brian didn't listen again. I I said, and I'll say it again. I would have done the same thing Brian did. I wouldn't have traded to you. I would have felt like you was trying to get over on me. But guess what? Regardless of what I would have did, he made the wrong move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I would be kicking myself right now saying I fucked up. I made the wrong move.
He's
I should
standing
have did.
outside of the top 10
I
like,
should have did something better.
It's me.
yeah, nigga.
Brian can't listen. If he wins this game, is one or two things. Team commish
Mhm.
completely shit the bed,
Completely.
or
Or
he had one or two guys pull a Alvin Kamara and go for 50. He's gonna need one or two of them because he's got guys on here that I can't see getting over 10 to 15 points.
Najee.
Najee,
And why does he still have Sims on his bench? Why? Maybe you speak, Brian.
because of you. Not because of you in a way where listen, this is a personal rivalry. The same way last year it was a personal rivalry between Harris and Warren, and you telling him to start Warren, and he wanted to do it his way. It's the
He ended up
same
doing it
way.
my way.
It's the same way with Simmons. Look, Simmons, he doesn't need if he needs that spot, he'll get rid of Simmons. But until he specifically needs that spot,
Mhm.
he's gonna keep Simmons on his team as some type of good luck charm.
Oh, how's that working
Brian, the Lions. Let me see
Mhm.
here. And I made this analogy in the chat room. Brian is a pretty girl, a bad bitch, but nobody has ever told him no. And in fantasy football terms, everything he's done
Mhm.
since he's joined the league in 2018
Mhm.
has it's somewhat worked out for him. He
Hey
started
man,
off
can you get him to
0-2.
flip that? I dropped the wrong player, man. Can you get him to fix that? Come
Not,
on,
not really
Dad.
that.
Can you help me? Yeah, talk
Not
to
really.
Roy.
Not really that. Like, he's had some seasons where it looked bad. He started off 0-2. We gave him the business, and then next thing you know, he ended up in the title game. He, and the year he won the championship, he was a fraudulent. It's just a team that was just making it
8 and
right at
6.
right at the trade deadline. He makes a trade.
A pocket
Next thing
lint.
you know, next thing you know, he looked like he's one of the top tier teams, and he goes on and wins Hype Bowl 2. My point is this: things have always worked out for Brian. When they looked their lowest, he always stood tall. Always said, "I got this," and it worked out. So, the reason I say I compared him to a pretty woman is because, hey, it always work out for him. Like, no matter how bad he did something, somebody came in or something came in and swooped him up and saved him. Here's the problem though. Like all bad bitches,
Mhm. Eventually they
he
get
hit,
old.
he hit the wall. And Brian has basically hit the wall with a bunch of old bad bitches. But
Mhm.
in their mind,
They
in
still
his
the shit.
mind, he still think I'm the baddest bitch in the club. That's what he think. So he think he could turn this around. He
Mhm.
believes if he just stay the course, I can turn this around. But this is gonna end badly. Either it's gonna end badly or he gonna do exactly what Brian always do in the
It's all
darkness of
part
the
of the plan.
night. Darkness of the
Oh,
night, he comes in, swoop, and
come with a
makes
bullshit trade.
trades or do some this or that. But if not, 207. Like, listen, you say it all the time. Projections don't win games. We understand that. But you can't just like the black Republicans. You can't come to my party with a 187 acting like you belong. You just can't. Because Brian right now does not belong.
That's why he on the outside.
Hello, It's
Is it me?
me.
Like
So
40.
Team Commish.
Yeah, this is it would be crazy if Team Commish up by projections up by 40 somehow lost this.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's do it.
The 2-0 New York City Matrix. I say again,
Mm.
the 2-0 New York City Matrix. Yeah. They are on a 2-game winning streak. They are the number 4 team in all the land. They lead their division up against the former champs, the Broad Street Bullyfoots, who is currently number 12 team in all the land. Matrix coming off a win of 179, disgusting, and projected to hit 198, still disgusting. You won by
Yeah.
3 points last week. Bullyfoots 1-1, ride a 1-game winning streak, 225 projection. I have. You ready for this?
I'm
Broad Street
listening.
Bullyfoot's getting the 2-1 win and said them going to 2-1 themselves.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm wondering who said has to pivot for Joe Mixon. He didn't put in any waiver claims. See, this is where not having the priority happens because I'll give said this when he knew he had the number one pick, which he always used to have, he put in a claim on Tuesday night. Now you have to actually bid and think about it. You can see he didn't make any claim. Joe Mixon got hurt Sunday night. It looked like it was pretty significant. One of those things where he's gonna try to push through, but come Friday, he's gonna get he's out for a week. Now you take Joe Mixon out, who's the big star week one. Where's that going? Let's look at that squad. Do you see anything? You see anything?
I did, and I put in my notes, and I didn't see anything.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. Like I'm looking at the team. This motherfucker got he's got a backup kicker, two quarterbacks because he's got one on IR. So he's got Russell Wilson and Levis. Got a gang of tight ends, but no backup. Juju Smith Schuster. I mean, he's got McLaughlin, so he can move McLaughlin to Joe Mixon's spot, and then he can bring in Juju Smith. He can bring in Juju, and he's already got a whopping 198 projection.
Why are you an asshole?
I don't think Joe Mixon's going. He didn't bid on the backup. Some motherfucker got a full account. This is safe. Now get on Hurricane Walker because I like to show Hurricane Walker this is your future. If you want to play like said, this is your future. Because even if you don't, you know what I'm saying, you don't believe in I mean, he's the backup on the team and your guy is hurt and he's in free agency. Why not make a bid? Why not make? I think Cam Akers went. Yeah, only two people bid
$11,
on
$12.
$11. Only two people bid on Cam Akers. That was the Gronk and Cheese the Dom. Yeah. So $11. So you kind of tell me I would have at least put in a $25 bid.
25.
If I got Joe Mixon.
Throw a line out there, hope it hit.
Lord forbid you get rid of Buffalo's kicker. Because who's getting rid of Buffalo's kicker even though you ain't started him one time this year?
But I heard niggas out there spending $200 on kickers, so they're kind of important.
Listen. Yeah, said falls because said is trash. And this is what I'm saying. You have one good week. You are not convincing me. Listen, you have one good week. The greatest thing that said ever done was being the North Division. But the guy's trash. He knows he's trash.
Are you done?
Yeah, yeah. I can be here all night.
I know, and it's we try to keep it a 1 hour show. Next up, we have the Kings Team of the Week.
Mm.
Team of the Week. Number 6 in all the land. They had a 269-point week. Shout out to them. Projected this week to hit 219 against the Patrons, who was riding a 2-game winning streak. They were the team of the week a week ago. They're currently the second number 2 team in all the land, projected to hit 213. That's 219 to 213. Geno Smith, Ramondre, and Godwin. Great trade. That trade is working out for you. He said, so Ryan said something about that other motherfucker he traded. He had a great week one time. Fuck that nigga. This nigga's riding off of this trade. Then on the flip side, you got IU, Trevor Lawrence. Sunshine been playing like trash, Roy. I'm sorry. And Tyreek Hill.
Where you at? Hold on, where you at? We need to get on the Missouri
Sorry,
King.
wrong one. Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. broke out last week. AR-15 threw a bunch of interceptions, and Jonathan Taylor is carrying them. 213, 219. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm going Kings on this one. Going to 2-1. Patron's going down to 2-1. Going out into the world 2-1, both of them.
Yeah, Patron's got a nice thing. Listen, I think Patron he's gonna need AR-15 to come through for him this week. But Dobbins going up against Pittsburgh. Dobbins been killing, but he's going up against Pittsburgh. You're gonna have to kind of relax on your expectations on him, temper those expectations. J-Mo been getting a lot of targets. Patron's problem is he doesn't work the wire as much. He's so with AJ Brown out, Patron starting Calvin Austin. If I was him, I'd try to get AD Mitchell in on the wire. Nothing on the wire. Maybe this Britton Covey. He got a lot of targets. It wasn't for no yards, but I you pick him up for free. He's kind of like AJ Brown.
Philly, right?
Yeah. With AJ Brown not there, I'd probably try to get him. Cause Calvin Austin or whatever. Come on, man. And that's Patron's downfall. He doesn't work the wire. He's got a good team, got a busy life. This is a personal inside joke. He likes to take his baby. He's got a newborn. He likes to take his baby, put it in front of him and say, hey man, I got a 1-year-old. It's like a shield. It's like his shield, but not being as invested in this shit right here as it should be. So you the little baby as a shield. But yeah, Calvin Austin should not be in that lineup. It's better option, and that's the reason he might not go 3-0 because the Kings. Listen, the Raiders head coach came out and said he liked to give Zamir White more touches. So
that's wild and the motherfucker to me.
It is, but if Zamir White comes through,
what's Zamir White averaging right now? What 3.1 a carry, 2.9, 3.1.
I didn't look it up. I know he fantasy wise he hasn't scored over 7 points. So it's been bad. But Mooney came to life.
The backups outscored him week 1 and week 2.
Not week 2. Back up week 2, he got 5.9. He got 7.45. Shakir looking like he's a guaranteed 10, 11, 12 points. Good for the Kings. Mooney looked like he came around. McBride, him and Harrison are the 1-2. Godwin he's playing like Cooper Kupp when Cooper Kupp was triple crown winner for the Rams that year. So he's playing that role and he's looking good, man. This is a team, man. I mean, I know we get him a hard time about
Mhm.
Brian, that trade, giving up his number one pick last year. I mean, his number one pick next year. But if they come out with a win this week and it looks impressive, that's 3 straight weeks, over 200, one team of the week. This team could be saying, hey,
I'm looking at something. I want to see something. So he switched out with
hey.
Cheese the Don, right?
Who is that?
LTK.
He switched divisions out, yeah.
So
Hey,
if he was stayed in the division, he would have. Nope, he still would have lost. So he would still be in the same position he is in now.
I one. I mean,
No, I'm
he,
just saying because if he would have won week 1 and week
he,
2, depending on the opponent, he would be
well,
going possibly.
he's gonna win week 2, no, regardless who he played. No
He
matter who he
probably went
played
2,
in
yeah, but
week
he
2,
didn't win because he would have played the ass kickers. I'm just looking at something. That's it.
possibly ain't no telling who he would have played week 1,
Mm-hmm.
based off the schedule being in that.
219, 213. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Kings too. I'm gonna go with Kings just because Elfatron. He ain't focused.
Okay.
He got a good team, but he ain't focused.
All right. Next up, we have Cheese the Don against Lord Hate Sparks Bucks. We got 1-1 versus 1-1. Both of these teams
Mm,
need this win so they can go out here into the world plus one game.
mm.
One game, one person riding Cheese riding a 1-game winning streak. Lord Hate riding a 1-game losing streak. This is the number 8 versus the number 10. 226 versus 216. Now, before we get into anything, there is a
Okay.
message in this week's section of What I Hate, presented
Oh,
by,
big.
yeah, sprung it on you, presented by Lord Hate. Where we at?
Lord Hate here. Where did it all go wrong? I'll tell you where it went wrong. Tank fucking Dale not catching the ball. That's where the fuck it went wrong at. You had an open touchdown, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Open touchdown. Breakaway speed. The fuck you do? You nutting up like you ain't never had pussy before. You know, something that maybe not all of us can relate to. But I'm going to go ahead and start off this week what I hate.
Shot at World Ball.
First off, I'm going to put it back on me. I hate that I lost. It's not a good feeling, especially when you should have fucking won. I hate that a Hogan is 2-0 in our fucking league. Like, we got to do better. You know, again, my philosophy, I do good when you lose. And that philosophy ain't looking too good, but don't worry, it's still early. Remember, you supposed to be the champ, Cookies. Last but not least, I hate that I'm going to have to put my faith in Baker Mayfield because he baking, baby. He baking. Them Bucks looking good. Fuck everybody team. Lord Hate out.
Shout out to Lord motherfucking Hate. Now, I am going to do a small, quick breakdown because I want you to have this. Honestly, I really do. Matter of fact, if you would do me the honor of go ahead and start now, I can let
First,
you
I need
finish if you don't want to go finish.
let me break down
Okay.
this and that video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell. I mean, for anybody who really wants to know what he's saying, I'll tell you exactly what he's saying. Because Tank Dell is not on his fantasy team. So what that tells me, he said, I bet some money on that game, and all he had to do was cover goddamn over. Tank Dell didn't catch that pass, so I lost money on that.
Mm-hmm.
Other thing, you supposed to be 2-0. You supposed to be the champ. That means it ain't going exactly how I want it to go yet. But I got 12 more weeks in the playoffs. All you got to do is lose once, and I win. What a loser! Talking about he lost. I'm upset he lost. Why? You knew you was losing 10 times this year. What do you mean you upset? You knew you was gonna lose 10 games minimum. What are you talking about? You upset? And then last but not least, my Bucks won. That's what niggas do. When your fantasy team ain't working, then you become an NFL fan again because hey, let's go NFL. When your fantasy team's kicking, yeah, hey, my team won, okay, but I'm doing great in fantasy. Fuck out of here. All
Okay.
right. As far as this game breakdown goes, it it goes sim now. Cheese and Don made a trade. Traded
Mhm.
Zach Ertz for Greg Dortch.
Yeah.
I'm be honest with you. I would have kept Zach Ertz
Me
based
too.
off his week 2 performance.
What did he
But
gain? That was my whole thing. What did he gain?
man, he picked up his Gesicki in free agency. I think that gave him a little bit more flexibility to try to get. I mean, Dortch has his games. It's just Dortch ain't consistent.
Mhm.
And Ertz is older, so maybe just went with youth, a wide receiver. It wasn't the worst trade in the world, long as Gesicki can carry him. Ertz, like I said, he's an older guy. Maybe he just had one good game. I don't know. That Washington offense and uh, the quarterback act like he don't want to throw the ball. But what Cheese needs Hurts, Kamara, Dig, Lave to carry his team.
Mhm.
Um, and you go look at Bucks side. Stroud's a good NFL quarterback, but for fantasy, he's not. Sometimes you gotta separate the two. But for the NFL, he's fucking amazing. For fantasy, he's and I'm gonna go with Cheese. I mean, the Bucks could, this is a close game, and the winner they really need this. They could possibly be 2-1 right there in the thick of things in the division. So this should be a good matchup. I wouldn't call it my game of the week because it's like it's a matchup, but I'm gonna go with Cheese to Dime. Sparks Bucks. You can't go with him.
I have Cheese winning. I do.
Yeah.
Cheese has not, since he's been in the league, going over 5-9. To go out 2-3 out division, you're damn near halfway there. And all you got to do is keep doing what you do. But games of the week you speak of, I have two, 1A and 1B.
Okay.
1-1 Hurricane Walkers against 0-2 Gronk. Again, both of these need this game. One more than
Mm,
other. Last week, Walker hit 214. Gronk hit 221 in a loss. Both are on a loser streak, 1 game and 2 games. Number 7
mm,
versus number 13. Projection 220 to 224 with the home field advantage. So you take that away, it's 220 to 221. Now,
okay.
Walker and Gronk, they need this game for the West. The West, anybody that's 1-2, 1-1 and 0-2, both need this game because you're going out there in the world. You still got the South, you got half of the East,
No,
and
they don't play the
clear
South. They played this year. They play the East and the North.
you might be able to make up some games in the North because the North is total trash. But you got
Mm,
half of maybe 2/3 of the East. In this one, I'm just going to go ahead quickly, just call it. Quarterback to quarterback, Josh Allen, Dak Prescott,
now he's going
James
Baker.
Cook, and he going Baker,
He's
Baker
going
and
back.
Josh Allen. Gibbs. Honestly, I'm going Walker. And I think
Oh,
Gronk goes down 0-3, and they're going
mm.
to have to make up games outside of division.
It's tough. It's tough. Gronk, like interesting fact in the rankings, we said this. Gronk has played both team of the weeks back to back.
Hmm.
First with El Patron, and last week against the King. So no matter who, there's 14 other teams in this league. Gronk would have, they'd all be 0-2 if they played Gronk's schedule week 1, week 2. So nothing you can do about that. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? As far as this go, one thing I have noticed 3 consecutive weeks, 3 different starting quarterbacks. He went with Caleb week 1,
Mm,
Dak week 2. This week he's going with Baker Mayfield, which I kind of agree because Baker Mayfield does do a lot of passes to the running back. So if Rashad White scores, Baker's gonna get some of that. So if Rashad White goes off, Baker goes off. You want to get some of that. Um, ugh, I'm actually, I think Gronk will win this. Um, Hurricane Walker's missing Debo. He's starting Rome Odunze. That Chicago offense has been pathetic.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much Rome Odunze will score. Gabe Davis and Brian Thomas. The chances of both of them. I mean, I'm a Jag in real life. I'm a Jags fan. That Jags offense has been struggling. So the chances of both of them going off on
Mm.
Monday night is slim to none. Schultz, trash. I told him I didn't tell. I made this up. He's not in the chat room, so he probably never seen it. But I always say there's no way Bowers should have got past him in 9. Bowers got past him in 9. Schultz is not somebody I say, oh, I got Schultz. I'm not going to draft Bowers. But again, I'm not clowning. I'm coaching.
You mother.
Yeah. But Cook and Gibbs, now that's a great, I mean, he got them both in his flex, but that's a great to look at my flex and say I got James Cook, Jamar Gibbs. That right there versus Singletary and Swift, that's laughable. That's why I feel the most confident if I'm Hurricane Walker.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Gronk is going to sneak this one out, and it might be that 3-point home advantage is what exactly puts him over the top.
Okay. You think about
Yeah.
what would be the first Monday Night Miracle, Victor?
Yeah, who playing on Monday night? Who we got on Monday night? He's got Josh Allen. Oh, yeah, I do. He's got a gang. Hurricane Walker's got a gang of guys going. I think it's gonna be Hurricane Walker with a super comeback on Monday night because he's not gonna get any points over the weekend. But come Monday night, he's gonna make a
Your
bigger
vote?
comeback, but he's gonna come up 3-point short.
Short. Got it. All
3
right.
points.
One game of the week B. Chibo Burgers
Mm,
versus the World Boss. Both
mm.
teams are 1-1. One riding a
One-
1-game losing streak. 1 game winning streak for the World Boss. 219 last week for Chibo. 231 for World Boss.
I got different numbers. I got projections of 246 for Chibo
No,
Burgers.
this was last week. So
Oh,
219.
last week. Okay.
231. That's what they're coming off of. 246 projection for the number 5 team, Chibo Burgers. World Boss, I believe they are number 9, and they are projected to hit 238. Both of these teams need this win. Again, if you have a chance to go out of division 2-1, that's one game you don't have to make up. The South is brutal. They spend the first 3 weeks and the last 3 weeks beating up on each other. Brees Hall, Lamar Jackson, Rice. That is a powerhouse. Bijan, Jefferson, Daniels. Daniels is not passing, as you said. Bijan is doing his thing. I'm not knocking that, but week after week, Algiers is digging into them snaps. And that's not even I'm not trying to push nothing. I'm just calling the numbers. So you call it with look, you know what? I'm gonna turn it over to you. I honestly have the Burgers going 2-1. I got the Burgers and World Boss going 2, and it's not on no hatred. That's what I see.
Let me address that. Listen, it is Bijan doesn't have a 90% share of that backfield. So Algiers is getting some run, but Bijan
and he's averaging 6.3 per tote.
Doesn't matter. Bijan is the guy. I understand you want to talk Algiers, but listen, Bijan is the guy, and Bijan, what makes a special running back special is he catches at like Derrick Henry, just as good a runner as anything in this league, but he doesn't catch passes. Bijan catch passes. Those are critical for being the top running back option. So Bijan's still the man in there. But listen, he doesn't have a 90% share. Algiers gonna get his, which is fine. I think I don't think sometimes you need a rest because if you get 450 carries, next thing you know, the next year you come in with a strap cane, Achilles, a tendonitis, and next thing you know, you're out 7 weeks on IR, and somebody named Jordan Mason is taking over. So sometimes you need a rest. Little backstory.
Please, I love
Of
story time.
course, of course, the Rankins crew called out Chibo Burgers at the beginning of the year. Last week, big game against Team Commish. They lost. So of course, the narrative is Chibo Burgers can't win the big game. Chibo Burgers don't perform under pressure. Listen, we did start this, so we get it. If he wins, we say, you're supposed to do that. But when he lose, we like, look at primetime game, can't step up. Kirk Cousins in prime time. You don't step up in the primetime game. This is also this is a primetime game.
It is.
And if Chibo Burgers don't come out, the pressure's on Chibo Burgers. He don't win this game, we're gonna be looking at Chibo Burgers again, saying, what you do? Now, if he win, we're gonna say, yeah, you're supposed to do it. We're not gonna give him his flowers.
World Boss has no pressure.
No. Who you think? Who you got winning this game?
I got the Burgers.
I got the Burgers. And if we poll everybody in the league, they got the Burgers. You lose to a team that you're supposed to lose to. What's the pressure in that? If everybody thinks you're supposed to lose, why you got the pressure on? Where's your pressure at?
He don't want to hear my motherfucking mouth because he go out this motherfucker 1-2.
Hey. Listen, I told you, World Boss could go 0-3, and I still think he's gonna come in to week 4 saying I can win week 4 and I can start my stuff. So
the same shit the last year and the year before that, before week 6 he started tanking.
This is different. You can sit up there and try to use all this is
I'm
a
not
different.
using it. Did he tank around week 6 in first year?
This is different.
Did he tank around week 6 first year?
Yeah.
Second year, around week 6, right? Somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
Why would it be any different third year?
Because he's got 4 games against the North. So by week 7,
wow, you know what? You are absolutely motherfucking correct. You are you are absolutely goddamn correct. Damn.
Week 4.
Damn, I hate you. You got me with that one, you motherfucker, you.
Regardless what happens in this game, I've said
4 games against the North.
4. Well, week 4. Week 4 against People's Champ. So that's gonna be a rivalry game. Listen, if you're not in the chat room, you don't know. World Boss has declared war against the ass kickers and the People's Champ. I'm telling you, there's a war going on. It ain't safe out in the street. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't careful, you catching strays.
Yeah.
And Chibo Burgers has caught many strays from the World Boss because the World Boss saying Chibo Burgers is all bark, no bite. He's saying he can't hold up under pressure. He's called him a one hit. He's the one who started the one hit wonder on Chibo Burgers because Chibo Burgers ain't done nothing since 2019. And
you just pushed it.
No, that's the facts. I'm just reminding everybody what's going on in the streets. Maybe you ain't heard. And like I said, the World Boss is in a war with People's Champ. So next week is really for tomorrow. Now, World Boss comes out. It's a dud this week, and then hits a dud next week. Then we looking at tank mode.
Tank mode activated.
But what World Boss has had, he's got this game. And next week he's got
People's Champ.
Then he's got Matrix. and
Fully
Black
footed.
no
Black
Matrix and
Republicans.
Black Republicans back to back. So, and then week 7, he plays the ass kickers. Another, I'm telling you, this guy's at war. So he definitely wants week 4. He definitely wants week 7. Week 5 and 6 against Matrix and Black Republicans is a given.
Mm.
So in his mind, regardless what happens, going 1 and 2, in his mind,
He can
he's
make it
sweeping
up.
the next 4. He's
Okay.
sweeping the next 4. He comes out by the end of week 7. In his mind, he is 5 and 2.
In his mind.
That's that, and if you look at the chat room and you look how he's been going at Cat, he in war mode. He in war mode. He is not thinking tank.
If one of you hoes want to come on the show, and because y'all gonna be the game of the week, Brandon, Lennox, you already know you two hoes come on here. But if y'all want to come on and do what Chibo did and speak on your game, we got you. The floor is open. But I personally, I got the burgers. It sounds like you got the boss.
I'm going with the burgers. All that said, I'm going with the burgers. Listen, I'm just telling y'all, it's wartime. But in this game, I'm going with the Chibo Burgers. I mean, Chibo Burgers need to step up. If I'm wrong, I'm right. That the Chibo Burgers don't step up in prime time. But I really think, Lamar Jackson playing against Dallas, that's going to be interesting because Chibo Burgers has the Dallas defense. So
is it starting?
One of them ain't going on.
Is that Dallas starting?
And he's starting the Dallas defense, but he also playing Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. So if Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson go off, the Dallas defense don't get them all in points. But, one of those things. I mean, this is a big game. I mean, it's a big game for Chibo Burger. Yeah, for both of them.
You said it's not pressure. Chibo does have the biggest pressure, and I can agree with that.
Yeah, I think the big pressure is on Chibo Burgers. I mean, this guy is consistently pumping out 245 plus projections. And like I told you before the season started, when you got a 240 point projection, and like last week you bring in 219, which for everybody else, that's 219 ain't bad. It's not a bad. That's
I know
not
a lot of people that would
week.
like 219. Bucks would like 219.
Yeah. But when you look at Chibo team and he get 219, you're like, that's disappointing. And that is what happens when you have big time projections. You expect it to hit those projections. Same with World Boss, who, he's 7th in the league in scoring. World Boss is 7th in the league in scoring. He could be better, but he wanted Kareem Hunt. But before we do anything, because these two have taken a beating from you, we got to show love to Quentin Johnston and Zach Charbonnet.
And I'll go ahead and I'll finish with that. Quentin Johnston.
Only 1 week.
It is 1 week, but no, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And you said Devontae Adams took 3-4 years. Exactly. How long did I sit on Mason?
About a year and a half.
So I sat on Mason 2 years. Devontae Adams took 2-3 years. Quentin Johnston coming on year 2, week 2, I fucks with it. And if that is the case, one, it doesn't negate anything that I've said, anything that I've posted. All the numbers are true. But if he's coming on week 2, he's still a healthy investment. And I got to own that and I got to eat that. If that's what it is and that's what it shows to be, I got to show that. Charbonnet.
Got a tough matchup against Pittsburgh this week. If he can do, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Pittsburgh will.
And if he comes back down to earth against Pittsburgh, I'm still not going to say, "Oh, look at him! I told you that was just the 1 week. That was bullshit." It's Pittsburgh. But if he can continue to get his targets, 5 for 6, one drop, let's call it what it is, and
I
we
don't
go
know if
from
it
there.
will
But
drop.
2 touchdowns is 2 touchdowns.
All
22,
right,
22 points is 22 points. Charbonnet
stand up.
again for Walker. I think he got what, 19 somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
he's a good fantasy play. I don't know if he runs between the tackle. NFL wise, I don't know if he runs between the tackles is good, but fantasy wise, he gets you money
Mhm.
when Walker's not in.
Yeah. So
He does.
I eat the crow. I eat the crow, guys. Me, I eat that. Shout out World Boss. You. I got.
Stand up, guys. Stand up, guys.
Oh yeah. I told you I'm fair and balanced. I at the same volume that I'm kicking you in your ass with is the same volume I'm gonna say that you right with. That's the nigga that I am. All you hoes ain't like that. I see y'all pussy. Next up we got the New North Side. It's the last game. New North Side is 0-2. Against the ass kickers 2-0, 179 last week. The ass kickers last week hit 213. 2-game skid for the North Siders. 2-game winning streak for the ass kickers. 196 current projection, 211 for the ass kickers. I'm not even gonna spend a lot of time because I'll let you have this one. But just like we've said, they're old. They're just it's not New Northsiders go 0-3, the ass kickers go 3-0.
Yeah, they fighting. Listen, this is an old team. Cooper Cup, looking like that body just he's a 30 plus wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had that triple crown year. It just doesn't hold up sometimes. Zay Jones still suspended. Um, he went out, he made some wholesale changes this week. Dropped some guys. I was surprised to see he drop, but he did drop some guys. Tank Bixby, Marvin Mims, guys he made trades for. Trey Palmer's gone. He's got rid of some guys. Mostert still kind of hurt on IR with that chest. He just got some old guys. They not pulling the weight. T. Higgins looked like he should be back for Monday. Lockett, another old guy, he's okay.
He got his money worth out of Lockett.
Yeah, you know, it's just
He got a
yeah,
second round pick, what, 3-4 years ago?
yeah. And he traded his first round pick to Chibo Burgers for Karan Williams, and so if he does have a shitty season, Chibo Burgers is looking real nice.
Mm-hmm.
Real nice. I got the ass kickers winning this. Willis, he's in a revenge game against the Titans. You know, he's
Love
playing
might come back this week. Mike.
I
Strong Mike, long Mike.
think it's Willis. They building money in the bank. You got money in the bank for him to win last week. He's playing against the Titans, who got a quarterback who makes ridiculous decisions. So, it's his revenge game. Let him go up against this team. Just do what the coach said do. So I think Willis will play this week. We're gonna monitor. It's like we just got to talk. We're gonna monitor what McConkey do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Coleman needs to have a big bounce back game. He took a beating from World Boss last week. A beating.
It was brutal. World Boss came with their best shit. And as a shit talker, my guy, you stepped your game up.
Now what does look good is Jordan Mason. Reed doesn't look good. Smith and Bowers and Jacobs, because that long Jacobs is healthy. What the Green Bay wants to do is run the ball. They ran the ball. If he'd have got a touchdown on top of those 150 yards last week,
The fumble
he would
at
have
the
been
goal line.
man. Yeah. So I got the ass kickers winning this. Got to give ass kickers a shout out with that Madden guy. I was watching that. I seen him drop the other guy.
Most
Kobe.
row.
No, the old Kobe. The Giants linebacker that you
Linebacker
had
that
for
was
the
on
moment. He's on Chiefs.
Musa.
No, he's on Chiefs Dynasty team right now. You
Oh,
had him on
Okariki.
your, yeah, you
Okariki.
had him on your team. So, but McFadden last week had 18 points. That was big. That was big. And I mean, you've been getting points. Listen, your team projection wise, your team is nothing to write home about. But come game time, for whatever reason, you are finding these guys and they stepping up. They stepping up big and they carrying you. The Bowers trade was absolutely a thing of beauty. Uh, he had a big game last week, 20 points. It's big because tight ends right now, especially this year, ain't giving you that type of production. So to get that out your tight end is nice. So you picked up the number one cornerback. I've been talking about this guy for 2 weeks. I haven't picked him up for whatever reason. I didn't pick him up. Somebody finally got him. That was you. We'll see how he do in week 3. If he
Taylor.
does go off in week 3, that just goes to show.
GM work.
I mean, I even need to take my own advice because we have been toting this guy for 3 weeks and nobody's picking him up. So we'll see how that go. But yeah, I got you winning this game. New North Siders just bad. It's bad. And it might even get worse. I don't want we call week 14 Armageddon, East Armageddon. We don't do it for week 3, but for week 14 we do because that's usually a game that decides the division. And that looks like that is down the drain this year. Down the drain. That's all I got, man.
All
It's been
right,
a
man.
great week.
Hey, it has been a great week, man. I am looking forward to Monday when we get ready to crunch the numbers again. Good end. Shout out to Royce from the Rankings crew for joining me. I really appreciate it. But this us, man. We going out. You want to say goodbye to the people, man?
Just like to let them know it's on. Like my jump shot. Swish.
Hey, from Big Mo, man. We out this motherfucker. We holler at you motherfuckers. Peace.